С утра прям на нас дым идет. Пиздец, все сюда нахуй. С утра прям на нас дым идет.
Besides the massive attack on the Russian electrical grid, Ukrainian drones last night also ravaged another key target of Russia's oil industry. The Ukrainian Defense Forces targeted a maritime oil terminal responsible for transshipping products from the Tuapse oil refinery, as well as an oil tanker moored at the facility. During the night of November 2nd, residents of Russia's Krasnodar region reported hearing multiple explosions. Later, the regional operational headquarters confirmed the attack, stating that port infrastructure was damaged, causing a subsequent fire. At least 3 fire sources were recorded at the Tuapse seaport following a drone attack. 2 of them were located at the deep-water berthing facility, and another at the oil terminal near the southern mole area. According to the report, the attack caused a fire at the deep-water berthing facility of RN Tuapse Marine Terminal LLC, the oil pier of the Tuapse oil refinery. It is used for loading dark and light petroleum products onto tankers. This is a port facility specifically built for loading petroleum products onto tankers. It is directly connected to the Tuapse oil refinery and serves its export operations. The Cyber Baroshno open-source intelligence group has also confirmed this information. According to their data, the deep-water berth and likely the oil-loading pier were hit. Modern Warfare, Blyatbarn Porcupine Model, 2025. Just look at that contraption of the second army in the world. But while they have shown a pathetic performance on the conventional battlefield, modern-day Russia has nothing left but to brag about the huge nuclear arsenal it inherited from the Soviet Union. So Russia's saber-rattling has intensified recently. Putin said that Russia had tested a Poseidon nuclear-powered autonomous torpedo and that it had been a huge success. Poseidon's power significantly exceeds that of even our most promising Sarmat intercontinental range missile. And there is nothing like the Sarmat in the world. It is unlikely anything similar will appear in the near future, and there are no means of interception, he said. And Nu, the nuclear-powered submarine cruiser Khabarovsk, has been launched in Severodvinsk, Russia, close to the border with Finland yesterday. The submarine could be capable of carrying up to 12 nuclear Poseidon torpedoes.
Russian Federation, the nuclear submarine cruiser Khabarovsk is ready to be taken out of the dock.
Start moving! For the first time since 2020, Russian Railways has reported a loss, according to the state monopoly's financial statements. Between January and September 2025, Russian Railways lost 4.4 billion rubles, almost $55 million, compared to a 44 billion ruble, about $547 million, profit during the same period a year earlier. The company ended the first quarter with a profit of 13.3 billion rubles, but has since incurred 17.7 billion rubles in net losses, wiping out its early year gains. According to the report, in the first 9 months, the railways generated 165.6 billion rubles in net cash flow from operating activities. The company filled the cash gap through borrowing and depleting its reserves. Cash holdings fell 12-fold, from 251.6 billion to 21.7 billion rubles between January and September. Since the start of the war, Russian Railways has faced a sharp decline in freight traffic, down 3.9% in 2022, 0.2% in 2023, 4.1% in 2024, and another 6.7% in the first 9 months of 2025. A company representative told RBC that high interest rates have also hit results hard. In the first 9 months of 2025, the company paid 332 billion rubles in loan interest, twice as much as the previous year. Due to budget constraints, the railways has cut investment by 1/3, placed part of its staff on mandatory unpaid leave 2 days per month, and started layoffs in October. Russia has officially integrated occupied Ukrainian territories into its southern military district and plans to begin mobilizing 50,000 to 100,000 residents for the war effort, according to Ukraine's National Resistance Center. Men aged 18 to 55, including conscripts, are reportedly targeted for forced recruitment. Moscow is pursuing a policy of forced Russification and militarization in occupied territories, aiming to turn the local population into soldiers. These Ukrainians account for 1/4 of the prisoners of war held by Kyiv, Le Monde reveals. At Sochi Airport in Russia, nearly 20 flights have been delayed due to a drone attack. Most departures from Sochi have been postponed by 4 to 5 hours, with some delayed by as much as 11 hours. Currently, 17 departures remain delayed. According to Rosaviatsia, the airport resumed operations at 8 a.m., but by midday, the nighttime flights had still not been carried out. Passengers are being given inflatable mattresses. The Security Service of Ukraine struck Russian warehouses and bases on Russian-occupied Ukrainian territories. Concentrations of equipment and personnel used for the Russian logistics and distribution were hit. The strikes were carried out using FP-2 unmanned aerial vehicles equipped with 105-kilogram warheads combat payloads. The Security Service of Ukraine, SBU, has become one of the most active and effective intelligence agencies in Europe since the start of the full-scale war. Operating deep behind enemy lines, the SBU conducts sabotage, cyber, and counterintelligence missions targeting Russian command structures, logistics, and collaborators. Their precision strikes have eliminated high-ranking Russian officers, disrupted supply chains, and exposed countless espionage networks inside Ukraine. With each successful operation, the SBU proves that Ukraine's fight isn't just on the front lines. It's also a shadow war waged through intelligence, deception, and precision. And from the other news, Trump has threatened to cut off aid and launch an intervention in Nigeria to completely eliminate Islamic terrorists if the country's government fails to protect Christians. The U.S. president made this statement on his social media, Truth Social. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria, and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities, Trump wrote. He added that he had instructed the Department of Defense to prepare for possible action. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth shared Trump's post on social media, replying, "Yes, sir. The Department of War is preparing to act. Either the Nigerian government protects Christians, or we will eliminate the Islamic terrorists committing these horrific crimes," Hegseth said. In March, U.S. Congressman Chris Smith called on the State Department to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern due to what he described as an existential threat to the African nation's Christian population. And in early October, U.S. Senator Ted Cruz and Republican Representative Riley Moore accused the Nigerian government of turning a blind eye to the mass killing of Christians. Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu responded to Trump's statement on social media, saying that Nigeria is not a religiously intolerant state. Religious freedom and tolerance have always been a core principle of our collective identity, and they always will be, he added. Nigeria is almost evenly divided between a Muslim majority north and a predominantly Christian south. Its northeastern region lies at the epicenter of the Boko Haram jihadist insurgency, which the government has been battling for more than 20 years. According to the United Nations, since 2009, jihadists have killed more than 40,000 people, and over 2 million have been displaced. Boko Haram, a name in the Hausa language meaning Western education is a sin, views the federal government, the governments of the northern states, and both the political and religious elites as morally corrupt. Boko Haram rejects the West and the secular state, seeking instead the universal imposition of pure Sharia law. Typical Boko Haram targets include churches, individual Christians, people engaged in non-Islamic activities, Muslim critics, village elders, schools, police stations, government buildings, newspapers, and banks. There is also some tension in central Nigeria, where herders, most of whom are Muslim, have repeatedly clashed with farmers, the majority of whom are Christian. Although the conflict is often portrayed as religious, It usually stems from competition over access to land.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.